Hi, my name is Zhe Wang. My project is called Urban Dream City Flâneur. It is a location-based traveling AR experience. But first, I'd like to take a step back. I spent 5 years studying sculpture before entering ITP. Yes, I used to see David almost every day. Sometimes it would be a little bit difficult for me to fully express myself to my audience in the context of the fine art. People may often say, "Oh, you are making art." So I started to keep experimenting with different methods, different mediums when I'm creating. Finding out when doing the novelty, the medium like AR and VR are the medium where I can bring my audience into the immersive world. And the whole experience is going to be much richer. What is more, I think the medium like AR is more accessible. It is like a portable museum. It can be an app people can interact with sound, video, animation, you name it. No matter with the virtual world and reality. There are also the reasons why I use AR for the thesis. And why location-based? My answer is immersive experience. It seems to me that what is called immersion is not just those three-dimensional image and sound, but more of an environment. And nothing is more immersive than having my audience go back to the place where those stories take place and experience them. So when I become familiar with these two, I am trying to figure out what did I do with them. I went through some of my previous projects. This is a video and sound work go through the place I grew up. A location-based AR experience that depicts the story happens in New York. This is a multi-user VR experience that invites people to travel around in the surreal world. So when I'm looking back at this project, am I thinking about what is a common thing? What am I trying to do all the time? And I come up with one word: city. At the beginning of creating this city themes project, a term called city flâneur comes into my mind. A quote from Leo Ovan Lee. Flâneur is a culture observer. He writes books and poetry and takes photographs with the cultural aim of understanding the city, yet he never just looks at it from the surface. Instead, he experiences some things in depth. I ask myself, how do I observe the city? The city has always fascinated me, even in the same country, with the different cultures and the story in different cities. To me, the best way to get to know a city is to know the story behind it. I want to be a city flâneur, discover the story of New York, and then create a tour for people to understand the city as well. For sure, I cannot reach the whole New York in such a short time. Why not start with the area where it has a connection with me? Chinatown. As a Chinese living in America, the story about races, immigration, and assimilations are all I want to explore. Before the quarantine, I walk around the Chinatown as a city flâneur. I talk with the people who live there, observe those businesses that makes money there, and research the history that happened there. And I come up with these 3 topics: language, residents' story, and food. So, on behalf of the Flâneur Travel Agency, I would like to present to you all Urban Dream City Flâneur. This video is a conceptual prototype for the whole experience. Urban Dream City Flâneur is a location-based traveling augmented reality experience that depicts the three different diversities of the Chinese and American culture. This AR journey will go through an immersive world, filled with a series of story-based digital sites occurring in Chinatown, Manhattan. The whole experience begins with the mobile app I created. With it, you can open the gates of the whole journey. And the map here will showcase where people can find the AR content. And about how to use my app, follow the map to the location, open the app, and read the instruction of the whole experience. Then activate the AR camera. Scan the ground first. Then you can scan around to find out the AR content around you. Next, I will expand more on the detail of the story behind each stop. The first stop, language. So far, 16% of people still living in Chinatown are the Cantonese speaker. Many of these people do not speak English. However, to integrate into the English-speaking culture, they invent a series of English words using the Cantonese pronunciation. Like the strawberry we say in English, Cantonese say in 士多啤梨. It is similar to English, but not actually. I think it is an exciting phenomenon derived from the intersection of the Chinese and English culture. On top of that, the first stop of the experience is a soundwork, where the kinetic fluent is transformed into the variety of the Cantonese English no and the word spelling. The second, for most Chinese, only a place bought by themselves are called home. This is a story from one of my interviewees. She is a canner, the people who survived on picking up the cans and the bottles in the city. She still retains the traditional Chinese belief that only a place bought by themselves are called home. After 15 years of renting life in New York, she has been saving up for her dream of buying a home by picking up cans and bottles to sell, no matter for herself or her child. The second stop of the experience will take place in the One Manhattan Square, where the area was forced to move out because of the establishment of this building. This is an animation that takes place in the virtual world, where the garbage attached to the building and is passing. The experience will be accompanied by a voice-over of the story. The last, food. The food plays a significant role in Chinese culture, and the food like fortune cookie and the orange chicken are the beautiful misunderstandings of the Chinese food. And even they do not appear on the Chinese dining table. After having a conversation with many restaurant practitioners working in Chinatown, I created this food conveyor belt to give the traveler recommendations about authentic Chinese food. That will be an interactive experience where many Chinese-style plates will be placed all around the corner in Chinatown. And the conveyor belt above will deliver the fortune cookie. By tapping on the cookie, the traveler will get a recommendation for the authentic Chinese restaurant. With creating this AR experience, I want to invite people to join this virtual journey to understand the city and know more about the story behind the city. And it's going to be a serious work not only about New York, but the place I have been. For the next, because of the outbreak right now, I cannot map those AR content in the real location and adding the voice for my interviewees into the whole experience. After all the things go through, I will make it complete. and do more user testing to optimize the interaction. At the end, I want to say thank you to you all, and thanks for listening.